Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a long day and we have a lot of news to share together with, especially in regarding to P2B in 2027 general election. And this is what that is happening currently, where people are, gathering, and mostly the ADC members are thinking to making P2B the vice president to Atiku in one way or the other. But I don't want to say this from my own. I want you to get it from direct source so that you will understand where I'm going. I would love you to sit tight and watch this video to the end, because I'm really going to share a video for you to understand the content of what I'm about to say. Then after that, I will dissect the video in pieces so that you will understand what is about to happen, and if that is going to be a great idea or a nice step for the ADC coalition, or should P2B disembark from it. But before we dive into the video, if this is your first time coming across our channel, welcome.
P2B is even the reason people are taking the coalition seriously. The moment he leaves, don't forget that Obi is not a pushover. It happened in 2023 when he discovered that this same Atiku, who is ritualistic when it comes to dollarization of primaries, it has become a ritualistic affair for Atiku to use dollars to win the primaries. He noticed that he's the kind of person that doesn't want to dent his image. He left the PDP and went to Labour Party, and when he came to Labour Party, he brought values.
There are 3 mistakes the coalition group must avoid if they really want to win the 2027 elections. And I will just go straight and mention those mistakes. Number 1, they should avoid the mistake of thinking of making Peter Obi the vice presidential candidate to anybody, probably maybe to gain his supporters. Now, let them not think of making Peter Obi a vice presidential candidate to Atiku or to any candidate, and then hoping to also get the support of over 10 million people supporting Peter Obi. Number 1, I doubt Peter Obi will never accept to be vice presidential candidate. His body language and his speeches, he has made it clear that he wants to run for president, not for vice president. However, if for whatever reason, he is a human being and I am not Peter Obi, if for whatever reason Obi decides to be a vice presidential candidate to anybody, which I doubt, but let's say for whatever reason he accepts it, the coalition should know that Obi will lose supporters. He will lose almost greater percentage of his supporters. In my own calculation, maybe up to 80 to 90% of his supporters will stop supporting him. Now, the coalition should understand the type of supporters Obi has. His supporters are supporting him to be the president, not to be the vice president. So once Obi, for whatever reason, which I'm saying that I doubt it is not even possible, but like I said, he is a human being, I am a human being. So let's say that for whatever reason they convince him and he decides to be a VP. The moment he ever thinks of that or decides that, which I doubt, but let's say he does it, he will lose greater percentage, up to 80 to 90% of his supporters will stop supporting him. So the coalition should not even think of making that mistake of making Obi a vice presidential candidate. Let it not even be part of their thinking, because it will backfire. That is number 1.
Should Peter Obi decide to be vice presidential candidate to Atiku, whatever it was that was responsible for his rise in popularity would dissipate. He's attracted to a fan base because of his aspirations to be president, not vice president. The moment he decides to be vice president to Atiku, that is the moment that his popularity will decline as fast as it rose.
So let me go back to the Mr. Peter Obi conversation, where everyone's sort of like, oh, where these people are like, he should run as vice. Me, I'm giving you people my word now. Not to say I no talk. If Peter Obi is running with anyone, as the vice president of that, as the running mate to that person, me, Aisha Yusufu, in my I'm not saying that I have any influence, so I'm not saying that I'm one big anything. in my little capacity, I will work against that ticket. If that's the only thing, even if I don't support any other person, is to work against that whatever ticket that I will. Because what is this? Why are we always asking the best to be second?
And number two, the coalition should not dollarize their primaries. Now, we all know how PDP does its primaries. It is a known fact. And I can see many ex-PDP members flocking into the coalition group. Now, if they want to succeed, they should not dollarize their primaries. But if they ever dollarize it, that will be the end of the coalition group. If they dollarize it, someone like Peter Obi would definitely leave that coalition. And whether they like it or not, the fire that coalition has is Peter Obi. So if Peter Obi leaves the coalition as he left PDP, when he noticed they were dollarizing the primaries, because that was why he left PDP in 2022. He noticed how they were going. Remember, Obi doesn't give shishi. So once he begins to see that they are going to dollarize the primaries, he will also leave. And that will be the collapse of the coalition group. So mistake number two, they must avoid. They should not dollarize the primaries. Like I said, I can see many PDP people there, and for all we know, the only thing they know how to do primaries is dollar primaries. If they want to succeed in coalition, they shouldn't try it. If they try it, the coalition will crumble. That is my number two mistake they must avoid.
And I doubt what people can do for power. This underscores why I say we should not be misled, consumed by this excitement.
Yeah.
Because, as they say in English, when the chips are down and it's time to do primaries, what kind of primaries is Atiku going to do with an Amechi? You know how Atiku does primaries? Mercilessly. I remember those dollars flying. Well, we're in the same coalition, but in Port Harcourt, I remember the dollars flying. Remember, I'm with Atiku. Atiku, I'm with you. Please, if you're hearing me, we're in the same coalition. And then, what kind of primaries are they going to do? Am I going to deceive myself? Okay, that all is going to be well in this ADC? The beginning of good governance if you run good primaries.
And then number three mistake the coalition must avoid by all means is not giving Peter Obi the ticket. The truth of the matter is that the coalition needs Peter Obi more than Peter Obi needs the coalition. Now, I didn't say Peter Obi did not need coalition, but the coalition needs him more than he needs them. Peter Obi was able to defeat PDP and APC in 2023 without any coalition. Now, Peter Obi is the oxygen of that coalition. Now, for coalition to win, they need a candidate with mass appeal. I've said this over and over again. In 2015, the coalition that brought in the APC, they needed such a candidate like Buhari. And now, in this 2027, as we're going into election, the person that is close or similar to Buhari now is Peter Obi, that has such mass appeal and grassroots support. If they don't give Peter Obi the ticket, it will be the end of the coalition. The second thing why they must give Peter Obi the ticket is, if you look at all the faces in the coalition, the Nigerians see them as part of those that brought in the APC. So they will see them as that they are still part of the system. The only candidate in that group that did not join in the bringing in of the APC is Peter Obi. Amechi was the chief. We all know what he did as the Rivers State governor and ensured that Buhari and the APC came to power. Atiku resigned. Atiku was the one that went and joined Buhari to come to power. Is it terrifying? So the only candidate that Nigerians can see that did not join or was not part of bringing in APC is Peter Obi. So they should avoid the mistake of not giving Peter Obi the ticket. If they avoid these three mistakes, believe me, they have every chance of removing Tinubu in 2027. But if they make even one of these mistakes, the coalition is dead.
All right. Thanks for staying tuned. And I know that you all have, why do you all watch this video to the end? Because it is really amazing, and I would like to dissect this video into pieces for those who didn't understand, and so that you can get every piece of this in a bit. Now there is this plot to make Peter be the vice president, and none of Obided family is really ready to settle for P2B to be the vice president, and of which we know that P2B is really not going to settle for the vice president. But here comes the twist and the greatest mistake that the ADC coalition will be doing. Like I do said in my previous video, allowing Atiku to overrule in the ADC is the biggest mistake that will be happening, and there's high chances that President Bola Tinubu will still return to power as the president in 2027 general election. This is not a speculation, and I'm not a prophet for you to say that I'm prophesying. No, but I'm giving this in a point of what is really happening in the Nigerian political space and the way it is being going. Now, let me break it down into pieces for those who may not understand. Now, this ADC coalition that have been adopted by many political parties, especially the PDP, SDP, and many others who left their party from grievances of or which some say that it's unfulfillment of the promises of the current administration, especially when it comes to the terms of insecurity and infrastructure, that they didn't get to their promise. So there's hardship in the land, so many of them come together to form coalitions so that in order to unseat the sitting president. But with what is going on, it seems to me like that is not only their agenda. Most of them who defected from the APC are also there to spoil the political career of P2B in this 2027. This is two opinions, and let me bring it down again to step it down one more, because we know how Atiku do his primary, we know how Amechi does his primary, so all of them were in the same party before. So in other ways, in anyhow you might take it, so if they dualize the primary, which means Atiku is going to win P2B in the ADC, and the way the propaganda is going, since they are not giving automatic tickets, rather they will be going through primaries. And remember, they said that it's going to be zoning to the south, and ADC is not accepting zoning, meaning that Atiku might probably be a flag bearer of the ADC in 2027. Now P2B, in the other hand, with the Labour Party, if he eventually becomes a flag bearer of the Labour Party in 2027 general election, now this is what is going to happen. The Atiku faction of the ADC, which is the coalition that could have come together with their big structure to push P2B, both the Labour Party and the ADC co-hosting together to push P2B to be the president. By so doing, the structure will be more stronger than the APC will not defeat them. But in the situation that Atiku is running and P2B is running, what do you think that will happen? It means that the vote is being splitted. The ADC being the coalition party and their structure will take vote up to 40%. P2B will also have up to 40%, which give President Bola Tinubu no choice than to win purely with the APC votes, which is the coalition they came together did not even come to valid. And secondly, any plot for P2B to come to be a vice president to Atiku Abubakar, which he have one way or the other refuses both in his videos and said that no, I'm not going to be any vice for anybody. Just want to see a better Nigeria, not to be a vice. Then you know that P2B, people didn't like the party. No, people are not voting based on their party. That's where the coalition get a twist very wrong. They are not voting about the party and who comes together to form the ADC. Rather, they are voting for the man in question, because legend, people like us, we don't play the odd, rather we play the man. So many are not going to play the odd, rather they are playing the man. What is the odd? The ADC, the structures they are putting together, the everybody they are putting on together, that is their odd. But where the real king are playing the man, which is the Peter Obi. So people will likely vote Peter Obi, not the ADC. So that is just it. And many more, as we all can hear. Well, let me reserve much that I would have loved to say for many of you in the comment section. So do well to share your opinion on the comment section, and don't forget to share this video to your friends and loved ones so that they can also share their opinion. Who know who is watching? Your opinion and idea can make a change. Thank you and God bless.